Anyway, screw it. Don't know what the hell that was all about. Media files being synced with the cloud. It's new to me. How's it going, internet? How's it going? We had a rough one last time out. We had a real rough one. Spun it at the start. And then, what did we do? We spun it at the start and then crashed out the race. Having, like, recovered to 6th. But, you know, it's a new day. It's a new race. And as well, the reason why that sucks is, you know, we've got shortened calendar. 16 races. And Norris took fastest lap in the win. So, seeing as he's our number one rival, we really need to buckle down and focus. But we got our 3rd or 4th sponsor on the car. What are my things these days? Just top 4 finishes, fastest laps. Okay, so we can do all this stuff. Messages, high cash balance. We literally can't do any activities because we've done them all. Let's go to this invitational with the 2003 Williams. Let's knock this out of Belgium. And then we'll go from there. Yeah, apologies for the delay since the previous video, or stream rather. I've been doing some room renovations, and they're finally done. And then I was going to be live yesterday. Then I had a bunch of power and internet issues, so life was real fun the past few days. In fact, I've still got things I need to do, like clearing out my old desk and stuff like that. Like that is still things that I need to do. But that is a future problem. Right now we are back for some Formula 1 action, and that's what you guys care about, and that is what I'm going to deliver today. Right, so we've got 4 minutes 40 seconds to complete these overtakes, so let's get it up and running, shall we? 2003 Williams, an absolutely phenomenal sounding car. And the 2003 season of Formula 1 was very exciting anyway. It came down to like the last race. Come on, get that slipstream. Oh, look at that. Look at that. See you later, dude. Brakes aren't that good, so we're just going to pretend that didn't happen. Man, imagine these like 2003, 2004 cars on slick tyres. Man, these 3-litre V10s, this BMW power in the Williams. And of course the 2004 Ferrari, which Mick Schumacher drove at Mugello. I bet that was something. It's going to be weird driving this and then driving my car. But then again, I suppose it shouldn't be too bad because, of course, we're not going to be around Belgium. We are going around China. Is the second race of our shortened season. Yes, there was a minor collision. Right, up to 5th. Maxing out 7th gear. This engine, it's not too bad. So I think the low range in this is like, the low range of the revs is where we are shifting up. In the 1.6 litre? 1.6 litre V6s? Something like that. Right, Izumi, we are going to get him over the crest or through. Ready on. There we are. Okay. Now we've got to get our foot down. Please let me know how everything is sounding, chat. By the way, I've got the mic in a different place, so I want to make sure that I'm still coming across all right. Thankfully, the top 3 are all just here, so we're not going to have any issues, I don't think, in completing this challenge for the acclaim and, of course, the money. It's not a lot of money and it's not a lot of acclaim, but it's something, and we'll take it. The fact that there are rewards is just nice enough, you know? Cruising up behind Clark and Moreno, past them into the Fania chicane. And then just Lawson left. He's in 96 Williams, I think that is. It's another fabulous bit of kit. But this 2003 one, infinitely faster as we scream past. Now we've got to drive for 1:20. You know, we've completed our challenge, so we're just going to drive for a little bit longer. Oh, just enjoy this V10 sound. I love the sound of the BMW on like acceleration, like the low speed. It sounded great back in the day. It really did. In the same way that the like the V10 Honda from like 2004 just had this phenomenal like, wailing sound. Oh, to put on. Yeah, definitely not as bolted to the ground as the 2020 cars. That's for sure, but challenge complete, and that's what matters. And on to round 2 of 16. Momentarily. As soon as we finish loading, you know, lots of loading. Our margins always look good, my dude. Right, I think we've got a few R&D bits on the car that are... Okay, we've got one part coming in. We're so far and away going to be the fastest car. Now, that being said, China is not a good track for me. So I'm expecting Norris to do well again. Right, that's on the car, lovely. That's all coming in. Beautiful. I've had to mess around with the livery, like, again, but I think it's finally saved in terms of what we currently have with the car, in the way that it currently looks. It's been a bit of a pain. So, we're just going to live with it the way that it is. Right, into China. Once again, not going to do too much practice. We're just going to do, essentially, the race sim and the quali sim, and then into qualifying, then of course the race. And then we've got China, we've got Zandvoort up after this one. What is the weather looking like? That is a good question. Weather forecast. Okay, lovely, dry. That's what we want to see. Yeah, we've got Zandvoort coming up after this one. And then Spain. Probably again a track I don't do phenomenal at, but it's good to drive. Canada, France, Austria, they're 3 really strong tracks for me. Britain, probably not so strong. Belgium and Italy should be pretty good. Singapore, we tend to go well at. Yeah, so we'll see how this season goes. I might obviously rotate some of the tracks now that we're, of course, not doing a complete full season. So I'm probably going to do the 16 races again for Season 4. Should there be a Season 4? I assume there will be. Probably do the 16 races again. It'll just be like rotating some of them in and out. There are going to be like staple tracks. But yeah, no, there will be like ones that are going to be rotated out. Right, let's load our wee little setup. There's a small bit of practice. We're, of course, running on the new patch as well, the 1.09 patch, I want to say.
We're going to be logging some extra data during this session. Nothing you need to worry about, but as we have
Here we go.
parts, we'll just confirm they're performing to spec.
Oops. No, we still want to do that. There we go. Let's just start off with the race strategy one. It's weird seeing a gold cockpit, in all honesty. I'm so used to the like the white view. But of course, if we use the livery that we used in the first race of the season, That is our Season 1 livery, for some reason, which kept applying to the car. I tried doing that like oil painting one, and it was just having absolutely none of it. So, figured I'd try a different one. The different one appears to have actually saved, which is nice. Wait for the front end to come around. There it is. I'm really not so hot in the middle sector on this track. There's a lot of traction zones where I'm really like not that fast, shall we say. And that is where I'm losing out on time compared to the AI. Very overcast. Very overcast. Wow, this has been a very scruffy lap. Look at that delta. To be fair, it's fine. We can make up a sizable chunk of that probably on the straight. There we go. You see, yeah, that's how we make up lost time around here. We can make it up all on the straights. Apparently, the car sucks in the middle sector at China. But we're going to be overtaking cars left, right and centre in the race, apparently. Got to wait for the front end to really come round. I was driving the spec Ferrari, so you know, like the base game version of the Ferrari, in time trial on this a little bit earlier on. And the front end on that just seemed a lot more connected than what it is on this car. Now, granted, that was in time trial mode, so that could have something to do with it. More than likely will have something to do with it, in all honesty. But yeah, that double left-hander is where I'm very slow. You just saw me lose half a second in that particular section of the circuit. Couldn't even get on the power. There we go. And then all the time we lost just gets nice and gained. Bit late on the brakes into the hairpin. I'm also deciding to not use the final corner in any good way, shape or form. I think I could do with the car being a bit more on the nose, I reckon. Probably do with a bit more front downforce. Might do that actually. In the apex nicely. Looking a bit better at the start of this lap. Really having to work to get the front of the car in though. There we go, and as it opens up, onto the straight. Now I might take some off the rear and just put a bit more on the nose of the car. Oh dear. Went down into first. Still not quite getting the last corner figured out. Definitely something going wrong there. Definitely not found my good turning point. But yeah, definitely going to put a bit more on the front of the car, I think. Let's go car setup. Let's view. So let's... I'm thinking that there... I really want it to be on the nose. Like, I really want it to be on the nose. We'll stop the car engine forwards.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1:32.1.
Stick with all that. Right, so let's now do qualifying sim. Qualifying pace, whatever you want to call this. Here we go. Norris went faster than me on the hards. And that was the tyre I was, or when I was using the medium. I think that says everything it needs to, in all honesty. That's definitely a bit more like it. Car definitely feels like it actually wants to turn in now. I've been trying to go for a bit more of a balanced setup recently, but China definitely feels like I need my more on the nose natural style setup that comes to me a bit more naturally. I suppose it's more for quick change of direction. You want the car to be a bit more balanced. This section here still really not working for me. You can see compared to the Delta there, really not good. Gave up a little bit of time there to try and just get the car in the best position for the best acceleration here. Let's try and make up as much time as possible on the straight. I don't think we're going to make up all 4/10 of a second because this is the quali sim. In fact, in no way are we going to make up that much time, so we're really going to have to brave it out on the brakes. No way was that time going to be made up. To be fair, this is more... The purpose of this test is definitely more for just getting the fastest lap out of the car. That's more for us just to get the fastest lap for the sponsor objective. I really don't care about the resource points right now, in all honesty. So yeah, I think that'll do for practice. I really don't want to practice too much around this track. Yeah, I mean Lando, even on the hard tyre, Lando had a better middle sector than me. That says everything. Everything. Anyway.
It's time to remind ourselves of our top three.
Wow.
The captain, Norris, and Lewis Hamilton. What an incredible
Lando only a 10th off my time on the softs on medium tyres. Lando is going to dominate this race. China may be one that might get rotated out in Season 2. You never know. And then let's just simulate these ones. Oh, excuse me for yawning, chat. Ooh. Still some good points on the board. Still got that 20 acclaim. It's all good. Right, into short qualifying. I'm not expecting any miracles here. It'd be nice to get some, but I'm not expecting any, if you know what I mean. 2,000 resource points. What can we work on? What can we work on? We've got drag reduction, and an ultimate drag reduction. Brakes, tyre wear. Could go tyre wear. Let's go tyre wear. That'll come in. It's a 52% failure chance for it coming in 2 races early. Not gonna lie to you, that's real tempting. Real tempting. I'm going to do it. It's never worked out for me before, but shouldn't put us off. Because we'll just get the resource points back like over those 2 races and then, you know, be able to get it for the following on anyway, right? So, nothing ventured, nothing gained in my opinion. Hasn't exactly like, it's not going to delay us. We can only get it early, right? Anyway, qualifying. Don't know how I'll feel about this, in all honesty. Car set up. Let's take a bit of fuel out of the car. Let's just get out and get a lap done. Just go to track. Flying lap. Just get a lap done. See where we are on the board after that lap. All we can really do, right? Let's take out that bollard. We're not going to need to worry about that. Where we separate the men from the boys in qualifying. Come on. Not the worst first sector. Nothing special. We've gone wide there. Hampered exit. Oh, really got off on the curb and that. Slowing me down. Not troubling the apex there. Ricardo, 128.4. First time it's been laid down, avoiding the curve on acceleration. That's good. This is all about the straight line speed. And thankfully our car's got that in absolute spades. Come on. .128.8, slower than Verstappen, Ricardo, and Lewis Hamilton. Yeah, I'm not exactly what you'd call quick here. Not exactly what you would call quick. Oh dear, oh dear.
So far, our fastest lap is a 1 minute.
Where are we losing the time? First sector, good. Middle sector, bad. Final sector, not great. Okay. Let's accelerate the time a little bit so it quiets down a bit. Part of me actually, Norris with a 27.9 as well. Part of me actually would like to be outside the top 10 just so I could like do medium to hards. But apparently P8. Yeah, we don't deserve to be there at all. Oh, that Renault's really going to hamper me. Since we can restart the qualifying lap, which is exactly what I'm going to do. Really did not need that Renault. Sorry, Kimmy. Didn't mean to sideswipe you, but yeah, we'll restart the lap there, seeing as that's fine. Obviously, if I make a mistake now, it won't count as a complete lap restart, so can't exactly do that. Man, we could have been on the power so much sooner there. 2,000s up on Danny Rick.
There's only 1 lap of fuel remaining.
Still hasn't been an absolute stunner by any stretch of the imagination. Is it faster than Danny Rick? No, it's not. It's 2/10 off. Is that Danny Rick or is that off Max Verstappen? I'm going to just go off the track because, you know, Kimi got in my way, annoyingly, but I won't get in his way. I'm going to be courteous. Hi, right. We are a long way off.
If you want to know specific information,
Middle sector is costing me massively.
you can tell me what you want over the radio. Press and hold the radio button to activate the system, and you can either speak the command or select it manually from the radio screen that will appear on the multifunction display. While the radio is active, cycle through command groups with the MFD button. Checks complete.
Right, we're going to drive out this time. I'm trying to look after these tyres. In fact, I'm probably going to let the Alpha and the Haas through. Because then there's a bit of a gap. To the Red Bull. Anything extra I can save on these tyres because I'm obviously going to be starting in the top 10. That means we've got to start the race on the soft tyre. To be fair, I don't want to be behind a car I'm actually going to catch on my quali lap, so there's Verstappen. Keep everything in the tyres that I can. Here we go. Last lap of quali. Make it count. Wow, I've been knocked down. I've cut the corner there. Really hasn't quite worked out for me. And I got on the curb, that's cost me time. It's going to cost me time the whole way down the straight. I've been knocked down to 8th. Wow. Tackled the hairpin with a bit more oomph. And the final corner with a bit more oomph. Was that P7? I think that was P7. Not brilliant, if we're honest. It ain't brilliant, especially with Lando probably being over a second faster than me. Okay, 6/10.
Of our top three, Norris, Bottas, and Max Verstappen. With qualifying wrapped up, we now have our grid lineup for the big race tomorrow. Be sure to join us then for what will no doubt be a fantastic race.
This ain't looking like it's going to be great, in all honesty. This ain't looking like it's going to be great at all. But got to take the positives where we can, I guess. We were very close to beating Alex Albon. Without the mistake in the long right-hander, I could have been 6th. Is what it is. One of the benefits that we have is the opportunity to overtake at the start of this race. And as you've seen, we are very strong in the first sector. Like, very, very strong in the first sector. And of course, Lando getting pole is, you know. But we need to get as many points as we can this race, because Lando is our Drivers' Championship rival. Of course, the goal is Constructors' Champion for my team, right? But Lando is our Drivers' Championship rival. It's kind of what we need. We need to beat him. And that is what we will do over the course of the season. Maybe the first 2 races haven't been a good highlight of that, but I'm confident in our ability to succeed.
It's time to find out which driver is up to the task of claiming the Chinese Grand Prix. We're here in Shanghai. We're here in the Yangtze River Delta today, home of the 16 corners that make up the Shanghai International Circuit. 54% of this 3.3-mile lap is taken at full throttle, and we'll be getting up to speeds of around 200 miles an hour, with DRS assisting the cars down the back straight before they brake into the sharp hairpin at turn 14. Joining me for today's race once again is Anthony Davidson. Now, I want to ask you about Lando Norris. That was a great win. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
There are never any guarantees in this business, but certainly the performance last time out would have boosted their confidence coming into this one.
Let's run you through the driver grid order for today's exciting race. Lando Norris.
Come on, some engine penalties.
And Valtteri Bottas will line up alongside. Looking at the rest of today's grid, we have Verstappen, Hamilton, Charles Leclerc.
No engine penalties. Okay, we are 7th.
Ricciardo, Fiat, and Esteban Ocon. Sainz, De Vries, Pierre Gasly, and Raikkonen. Stroll, Perez, Kevin Magnussen, and Antonio Giovinazzi. Aitken, Latifi, Russell, and Giuliano Alesi. It's almost time for those.
Wow, Alesi's so slow.
Go out. Then let's see who can prevail today.
So the team is suggesting a 2-stop, which I reckon can be done. I think the 1-stop realistically is probably not going to be. It's not going to be fast. Let's be honest. The 1-stop's not going to be very quick. As much as I would love to try and stretch the soft as long as possible, I think the AI is going to try and do that. So let's just try and mirror them, see what we can do. I'm really, having now seen the pace, I'm honestly not that hopeful. We certainly won't, and we know my starts are bad anyway. So we need to try and make up the places where we can. We pushed our tyres quite hard in quali, and this track is quite hard on tyres. So the aim, of course, is going to be not lose positions off the start. Try and make up the ground where we can. Obviously, we know we're slow through the middle sector, annoyingly. And that's going to impact our ability to try and, of course, make big overtakes into the hairpin at the end of the massively long straight. But we'll do what we can, of course. Points would be nice, of course, after the non-finish in Australia. Okay, tyres pretty much up to temperature. Turn the engine up. And let's get ready for the race, shall we? Right, here we go.
The rest of the grid is forming up. Be patient.
Just got to watch the revs. A Lacey pulling into position. Oh, I was too busy watching the revs, not watching the lights. And we've been swamped. De Vries has had a flyer. Let's try and duck down the inside. Okay, we're back up to where we were. We're wheel banging with Alex Albon. Norris still leads. Bottas is second. DRS has broken already.
There is a fault to the DRS. You won't be able to open the rear wing. We're working on a fix. Stay out.
Absolutely dive bomb down the inside of Alex Albon. So it's status quo at the front. Norris leads from Bottas, Verstappen, Hamilton, Leclerc, and myself.
All right. We're looking good so far.
Whew. I can't believe how closely I was watching the revs to try and get them in an optimal range, and what that ended up doing was making me very delayed at reacting to the start. Into first gear on the chicane. That's not what we want to be doing. Alright, let's try and stick now with Charles Leclerc as we will run very wide. Stick with him if we can. We know we are fast through the first sector. Of course, this is trying to follow a modern F1 car, so the front might go a bit light. And hopefully they can fix my DRS pretty ASAP pronto. That would be lovely if they could. Right, Leclerc's already a second ahead, and that means we're not going to be getting DRS. It's just how slow we are through that middle section. We are painfully slow. Like, this bit of the track is where we're golden. Like, we've got no issues down this part of the track, but that middle bit, it hurts us. No harm in my DRS being broken right now, because clearly I'm not going to be using it against anyone. Norris to 31.8. Setting the pace early. 33.8. 2 seconds slower than my teammate that time. 2 whole seconds in race trim. Look at the time disappearing versus the... I don't know what it is about these corners, and apparently I can't even turn in now. Leclerc is over 2 seconds ahead of me now. Two and a half seconds ahead of me. I'm in, categorically, the fastest car on the grid by a country mile. And the AI are just... I don't know if they got tweaked for China, because I remember they, you know, they weren't bad here in the past. But this year's game, cool. They are summing. Especially through that middle sector. Tried attacking turn one a bit too aggressively. God, my tyres are dead already. I've got no grip. Leclerc's going to be like 3.5 seconds ahead of me come the like end of this middle sector. It's just traction out those corners. Look at them, I wasn't joking, 3.5 seconds. Yeah, definitely not racing around China again. This is coming off the calendar. I'm holding up midfield cars, like I'm actually holding them up. At least my DRS is fixed, should I ever need it to overtake anyone. Good joke, me. Well, I have tyre concerns. Norris is disappearing. That's how fast our car is. And that's the difference between me versus the AI around this track. Please turn in. Thank you. My tyres are dead. My tyres are absolutely dead. Any of the AI coming in? So I'm doing the two-stop just for the sake of my own sanity. I'm doing the two-stop. I bet the AI are going to stretch it to a 1.
Exit now. Only one stop to go. One stop left in this strategy.
Sixth is the best I can hope for today. In all honesty, I'll take it though, because it is a points finish. And to be fair, that's probably where I was going to end up in Australia anyway after my spin. Right, Norris in. Okay, so they're not stretching it into a one-stop. They are definitely doing a two. That's fine. We are going to have to do a small modicum of overtaking through some of these AI. They've gone to the hard tyre. There's no way they're getting that thing to the end, right? Surely they've got to pit again. I don't think they will, you know. I think they might try and get that hard to the end.
We're trailing our teammate by 8.8 seconds. They're on fresh hards. They're in 8th.
100% I reckon they're going to the end. I reckon I've been played. It's only me and Bossass on this stupid two-stop. I'm turning the engine up. I'm getting past some of these guys this lap.
Okay, the gap behind is 2.7 seconds.
I'm getting past Russell just on acceleration here. Apparently I'm not. Can't get any slipstream. I'd love a bit of slipstream. There we go, there's some slipstream. Oh, I'm so sorry, Latifi. That wasn't meant to happen. It was a bit of a risky move, I'll give you that, 100%. Your Albon's going to the end on those hards. Ain't no way he isn't. He did the extra laps. Been absolutely played by the AI here. Been absolutely played. I think we were doing 217 on that back straight. And sadly, we got pinched to the apex. And we might have had a small incident with Nicholas Latifi, maybe. And by that I mean we definitely did. Right, we've got to settle into a rhythm and we really need to do something here because if they are going to the end, like I think the AI are, I need to get past Aitken as soon as possible, so I'm going to close off as much as I can. And I'm going to get DRS down the pit straight. Or just blow it immediately is also what we're going to do, you know. They will open the door up for us. I just need to get the car turned back in. There we are, beautiful. Norris has most definitely navigated his way through the traffic quite nicely. Is he still behind anyone?
Gap to teammate ahead is 10.5 seconds. They're on fresh hards. They're in 5th. The time last lap was at 1:33.9.
There is some close racing going on up ahead of me. It's Verstappen racing a racing point by the looks of it, of Sergio Perez. Those guys are having a great time getting through the field by the looks of things. I need to try and close up on them while they are in this pack as much as possible. Because obviously I'm going to be losing out to them later in the race with my, by the looks of it, additional pit stop. Out comes Charles Leclerc, who's now going to take a set of mediums to the end of the race, apparently. That'd be bold if he could do that. Anyway, we got past Charlie Boy, so we've undercut him. But he's going to look mega later on, I think. Meanwhile, we aren't. We've definitely got another stop left to make. As the freezers come out as well. That Ferrari must be absolutely mental on its tyres. Like, for it to have done 9 laps on those softs. This could end in absolute tears, this could. And it probably will. Didn't want to crash into Magnussen. Got a bit squirming on the exit versus Hamilton. Hamilton keeps his foot in. But we got past him. We're losing out to Norris. We were on a softer tyre than him. It's all a bit silly, isn't it? This race. But nonetheless, we must soldier on, do what we can. So are these guys going to drag these? Oh, they're going to go medium hard. Yeah, of course they are. Verstappen's going to use the RS to get away. On the other hand, I'm using it to pull past. With some battery as well. Bottas well up the road, of course. He's on the exact same strategy as me, the 2-stop. Or I could. I'm going to stick the car where it really doesn't belong, up the inside of Max Verstappen. It's all just a bit of fun, isn't it, really? Look, we've got to try and enjoy this while we can. At the end of the day, we've got guys ahead of us like Stroll, who's got the same amount of pit stops left to make as us. And whoever's ahead of him up the road. Go on, we'll do this personal best and then we'll crank the engine down a little bit. Because I need to save a little bit of fuel because I'm going to need it in the final stint. Hamilton now passed on his hard tyres. .33 flat, that's not bad. I'll take a 33 flat. There's a McLaren up there. I imagine I've got to pit the same amount of times as that McLaren. Right, anyway. Tyres have still got a bit of life in them. Front left's a bit cooked, but... See, I talked about the one stop at the start of the race, and it didn't seem very viable. Because we didn't do the tyre management test, that's why. Through the corners, or through the first sector, and of course this second sector where we've got superior engine, we've got all the time in the world versus Stroll. It's this bloody, like, middle sector. I could definitely push it a little bit more into that braking zone, you know. Like, these guys are going to be coming in any minute. In fact, they are coming in for their tyres now. Right, so they are going to get caught up in some traffic. This is hard tyre, slower car than me. Looks like Raikkonen and Sainz really have not done too bad. So I can consider them and Stroll cars that I'm racing to the end of the race. There was a AlphaTauri in there as well. Not quite got within a second of Stroll, which is a little frustrating, but is what it is. He'll be coming in the end of this lap anyway. Norris leads, Bottas second. We're up to P3, but remember, additional pit stop left to make. We are pulling away from Hamilton somewhat, you know.
Okay, here's who we're really fighting today. Bottas and Verstappen.
I don't think we are, Jeff, for some reason. I think they don't have to make any more pit stops, and I do. I think it's a bit silly for you to even suggest them as the people that I'm fighting today, in all honesty. I do love how much, like, my engine is making a difference here. The engine and the battery are making it basically so Verstappen can't pass me. It's wonderful. Need to leave just a little bit more available. Don't think I'm going to come in this lap, you know. Yeah, I'm going to go a couple more. My tyres really haven't given up yet. give time.
Okay, gap ahead is 7.7 seconds.
Plus it'll mean Bottas gets a bit more stuck in traffic. So I think I'm going to go to the end of lap 18. Just a couple more laps. Because my times are... they're not dreadful at the minute, you know. Bottas in.
Be aware we expect the grip levels to start falling away soon.
Well, they're not dreadful right now. You know, so I'll take that. Leclerc is the real threat in this Grand Prix. That medium tyre to the end, that could be... I mean, it's going to wear out soon. Well, not soon, but... George Russell is out of the session. That's unfortunate. I'm only like nearly 2/10 off my best, which, considering as well that was set on rich mix, I feel like this lap's really not been too bad, you know. And this is why I'm keeping these tyres for another few laps. Like, yes, I can't go to the end on them. Well, I'll probably try. Oh dear, got distracted with what I was saying. I could strongly debate trying to go to the end on these tyres as Verstappen tries to turn in on me. Got really, really distracted with what I was saying. That cost me half a second. So there's Bottas. He's stuck behind a Renault. Imagine that's the Renault of Raikkonen. Anyway, we're going to come in this lap. My rhythm's been somewhat broken. I was driving really well and now I'm not. Right, anyway, I'm coming into the pits. So I'm just going to dump my battery here. Verstappen's going to be getting a lovely tow, as well as DRS. Okay, Leclerc, De Vries. Sainz is one of the men I need to try and hunt down. As is Danny Rick. Gasly, Raikkonen. Come on, boys, come on. Good stop, good stop, good stop. Beautiful stop. Right, we're out P13. We need to try it and chase down some of the cars ahead of me. Can we do it? Can we get points? Personally, I reckon we can.
+1 lap with extra fuel. Fuel target +1.
We're going to have to push it though, so we're going to have to turn the car up, which we will be doing momentarily. Oh god, we've got loads of fuel. We can easily go to the end fully enriched.
Keep managing your tyres. Manage your tyres.
We purposely went for the 2 stops, so there was no tyre management. Need to get as close to Gasly as possible. Through the dreaded middle sector. Did I say Gasly? I meant Kvyat. Or did I actually say Kvyat? I actually don't know what I said. Right, we've got DRS.
Battery charge is high. Let's use that overtake button more.
Not messing about here. Here comes a dive bomb. Right, 31.8. That was the fastest third and first sector. So you know, if we were somewhat competent at the middle sector, that'd have probably been a fastest lap of the race. Anyway, come on. A few laps to go. We can.
Gap to car in front is 2.0 seconds.
Close down on some of the cars ahead, make more points out of this race. We're not going to close up to Albon enough to get DRS like we did against Danny Kvyat. Oh, we're definitely not going to braking as late as that. Come on! We've got so much more grip in the first sector because we're on softer, newer tyres than Albon. Sorry, he left the door open for me there.
Nice move. Good job.
Saw him slow down a peg and I was like, right, I'm having that. Right, so we're 1 place off points.
Safety car.
Ooh, okay.
Reduce your pace.
That's spicy.
Positive as we form up. Okay, slow down, slow down. Your delta is negative, which means you are too fast. Reduce your pace.
Another safety car. So we could use our nice soft tyres to our advantage here on the restart, because people would be mad men to pit, in all honesty. We're only going to get a couple laps of racing though. How's it going, Zigo? I can see why they might have called the safety car for that one. Have we really not called the safety car key? Where is the safety car? This thing is flying around. Can it maybe slow down a bit? It's like the Dutch Grand Prix where I swear I didn't see it for like 3 laps. Still not there. Is it on the main straight? There it is. Okay. So we are catching it. Good. Hopefully this only goes till the end of like lap 24 and we can get 4 laps of racing. I'd like to actually make some places up. That'd be pretty good. Where can we end up today? De Vries looking good for some points in 5th. These guys on the hard tyres, me and Bottas should very much claw our way through this field very quickly, is the way that I'm seeing this. Because there are guys that are stuck hard tyres on near 20 laps ago. Lando's winning this race, that's very obvious. Thing is, we're not going to get DRS till right like, at the end. If the safety car comes in at the end of this lap, we're not going to get DRS till the end of lap. But we'll get 2 laps of DRS, essentially. I would love for the safety car to come in this lap, I really would. Okay, here we go, safety car's coming in. Right, here we go. Right, we easily have enough fuel to go to the finish. That's not a concern. Oh, that was a horrible run through the final corner. Trying to go around the outside of Bottas. If I can get Bottas early, that'd be huge. I'm actually going to dive him right here. And Raikkonen because he's slow. Right. 9th place. That is Latifi now trying to get out of the way of everyone. He's going to hold Gasly up a treat through here for me. Right, okay, good. We've made some places. That's what I immediately had to do. I needed to be aggressive off the restart, and I was. Right, if I can get ahead of Sainz, I'll consider that decent, because that's 6th place. I think that's all we were good enough for today anyway. We don't want to be exceeding track limits this late into the Grand Prix. Come on! You donkey. You absolute donkey. Overdriving the car again. That's cost me a run at Ricciardo and Sainz. That really has. Because okay. There's a reason I only do one race a stream now, is because I can't, like, after a race like this, I really can't get back into it. I can't pick myself up, you know, I need to reset, refocus, and it's so frustrating, because I could have had a run at Ricciardo that lap. Or this lap, rather, I should say. Come on, pick up some slipstream. Pick up some slipstream. As if I'm not getting slipstream from back here. That is ridiculous. Guys, he got a wobble on, but of course so did I. Naturally. Got so much more front end grip than these cars. I must admit, those hard tyres are hanging on like an absolute dream. They really are. I think I might have DRS this lap, you know. And Danny Rick's looking very, I bloody well have as well. And that's again the frustration, right? Because I could have made the move last lap on Daniel Ricciardo and got after Carlos Sainz. Come on! Door will open up. We'll slide our way in. It's always risky to make that move. Hey, it's 7th place. I so wish I had DRS or some extra toys right now, because this would probably be a fastest lap of the race if I did, but look, it is what it is. I'll take 7th. It's better than nothing. Lando Norris sets the fastest lap right at the end anyway, so Lando Norris makes it 2 in 2 with the fastest lap. I come home 7th.
That's the end of the race. We'll see you in part 4, mate.
It's really not what I wanted at all. At all, really. Christ.
There'll be many smiles at the factory after that one. A great race and a real team performance.
I'm happy Lando won with the fastest lap, but he's now on 52 points, whereas I'm on, like, whatever you get for a 7th.
Anthony Davidson, a resounding victory today. What set them apart from the rest?
Well, the safety car completely changed the race, didn't it? It's hard to say exactly what would have happened without it, but there's no question that they came out of that situation in a good position.
Here comes your top 3 making their way down to the podium for what can only be described as a fantastic day for Formula One. So, let's review the driver's standings. It's a good result for Lando Norris, who moves further ahead at the top of the table. Now, let's discuss, Ant. Who would you say is a contender for driver of the day?
Nick de Vries gets my vote today.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the
Great.
Codemasters Championship.
Great analysis there, Anthony.
The team moves
To be
the
fair,
top
he
of the
did well.
table. There was also a strong showing from the McLaren team today as they make their way up the standings.
6 points is
Well,
all I got.
that was certainly an incredible weekend of
6
racing.
points. It's frustrating. It's very frustrating.
Good day today. Let's have your take on
I
it.
would disagree, Claire. I really would.
Will you be celebrating with your teammate tonight? After
Sure,
a hard day?
yeah.
There was quite a lot of contact today, wasn't there? Great. Well, that's everything.
Yeah, you know, a few bumps and scrapes, nothing major. Hey, we got all the money at least. Sorry if I'm skipping ahead. That really frustrated me. That race, that mistake near the end cost me. I don't know if it cost me 6th or not. I really don't. Let's have a look. Who was Zanare? Zanare achieve at least. Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we'll 100% have them back on board. Right, so Lando Norris heads it. He has 52 of our team's 58 points. I have 6 of our points. Fastest lap and a win for Norris, a DNF in Australia and 7th in China. But we go to the Netherlands next time out, and I predict I'm going to do a hell of a lot better there. Verstappen makes it 2 second places in a row as well. Four days for the press interview, 4 days after the press interview. Naturally, nothing all fits, because why would it? Let's do some team building. I think some team building, get some morale up. And some second driver PR filming would be nice. 2 frustrating races in a row. 2 frustrating races in a row. But we're going to have to put that behind us and move on to the next round. Can't dwell on it, really. It's just Norris is now 46 points clear of me. Going to have to claw some back somehow. I don't quite know how. Anyway. Right, we're going to need to do this stupid thing where we need to customize the car livery with the sponsors, right? Because it's taken off. Yeah, it's taken off Zanare. So there, and then Suju's there. Right, okay. I keep coming back to this screen because I just don't. I don't know. I think it's frustration more than anything. But Netherlands, we should go well. I reckon we can, you know, get first or second there. Spain's always a bit of a weird one. Canada and France are two pretty strong tracks for me. I don't quite know how Lando's going to do, but those tracks are pretty good for me. And then tail end of the season should also be pretty strong. So, listen, it's keep the head up and hopefully we don't die. Right, let's go through some of the activities. Team building. We've got a press interview as well. So I suppose we'll do that with Will Buxton. Just don't ask me about the last race, Will, please.
Here we are in the HQ of our newest Formula One team. We've got an awful lot to talk about, so let's jump straight in. You've got one of the top teams in the Constructors' Championship. What's your secret to scoring those points?
It's all about the power unit. We've developed a lot, and we've got the best power unit on the grid.
You've managed to negotiate contracts with new sponsors. How important is this fresh injection of cash to the team?
We're doing a chassis upgrade, so it's worked great for helping our chassis.
Your second driver seems to be throwing themselves into all your team's activities. Is this aiding in their development?
Yeah. Lando's focus has pushed their performance to the next level.
Your second driver seems to be breaking all expectations. What's the secret to their success?
Fantastic team behind them.
Will your team be going for the Constructors' Championship this season, or just for points?
We're going for the title. Like, if anything, this is the year. We're going for the title.
Well, thanks a lot for inviting us here. It's been fantastic.
Alright, sweet. Now, the real question. Do we get the suspension geometry? Do we get the upgrade? No, of course we don't. Why would we?
Entire development package for this weekend has failed. Check your R&D screen to order any redevelopments.
Yeah, it was worth a try rushing it. Like I say, I stand by my decision to rush it. Anyway, Zandvoort is up next. That should have saved, so I think we're all good. Well, thank you everyone for turning out. Apologies, it was quite low energy. The last few have felt, well, the last, like, this one and the last one. Excuse me. The last one was of course, due to the crash out. This one, I think it was just, I don't know. Just not fast. But we've got a fun track and some pace in the next one, so I'm hoping we get some luck there. So thank you once again for watching. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Comment any feedback on the VOD, which will of course be available as soon as it processes. Twitter handles are in the description. Join the Discord, and I'll see you all next time.